everyone, my name is Rachel and I am the blogger and podcaster of Fit After 50. In my last podcast, I talked about happiness and how it exists in a spectrum. While we can strive to be happy for this moment and the future, sometimes we will feel down or stressed. So today, we will dive into the other end of the spectrum to better understand what stress is. In this episode, we will talk about the short-term effects of stress, and in the next episode, we will discuss the long-term effects and some coping strategies. Stress is often defined as the body's reactions to any changes to the environment or the body itself. The body reacts to these changes with physical, mental, and emotional responses. There are many causes of stress, or stressors. We may feel overwhelmed due to heavy workload or tight schedules. We may feel uncertain of how the project may turn out, or feel lack of control over situations. Too much stress is obviously bad for us, but what about too little stress? It turns out that feeling bored, lack of motivation, or purpose in life can be detrimental to us as well, because we will stop trying to adapt to the changes, so we may not effectively resolve whatever is stressing us out. All this is to say that we need to find the right amount of stress that works for us, so that we won't feel overwhelmed or demotivated to do anything. Before we get into more detail about stress, let's back up a bit to approximately 6 to 8 million years ago. The reason why we humans have adopted a stress response is because it helps our ancestors to either catch prey or run away from predators. So the objective of stress response is to bring glucose to muscles so that the muscles can use them as energy and keep us moving. To achieve this, our heart rate, breathing rate, blood pressure, and blood flow to muscles will increase. Stress hormones such as cortisol are released to help raise our blood sugar levels. Now that we understand a bit more about stress, we need to know how we actually experience it. Imagine this. It's a typical Monday morning and you are walking into your office. You've greeted some of your colleagues, talked to them briefly about your weekend, and went to your desk. Then, one colleague comes up to you and say, "Hey, are you ready?" And you say, "For the day? Sure." And then they say, No, I mean for the meeting." You looked at them blankly and asked, "What meeting?" They say, "Oh, there's this important meeting in an hour with the boss to talk about the project we've been working on for months. Have you prepared?" That's when you realize that you totally forgot about this. So you sat down quickly to prepare your slides. Your heart might be beating faster, or you are breathing harder, or your palms are getting sweaty. You may even be feeling a bit dizzy and overwhelmed. So you prepared the slides and went on with the presentation. Surprisingly, your boss is pretty impressed. You walk out of the meeting room feeling relieved and satisfied. All the stress-related symptoms is disappearing and you return to your normal day routine. In this scenario, you have just experienced, or imagined, an acute stress, also known as short-term stress. What this means is that the stress response is activated for only a short time. Acute stress doesn't normally cause harm to us. On the other hand, chronic stress or long-term stress may be detrimental to our health and well-being. This is the kind of stress that will go on and on for days, weeks, or even months. We will continue our topic on stress next time. Thank you for listening and stay tuned for our next episode. Bye!